And we're live. This is the Uncanny Omar, and I have a couple of special guests with me today that you've seen on the show before. To my right, to my right is Curtis from the Epic Marvel Podcast. How's it going, brother?
Doing well up here in Canada. Glad to be on your show as always. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining me. And my buddy down there wearing the Ant-Man shirt, OmniDog from OmniDog's Vault. What's
Thank
up,
you for
man?
inviting me. How are you doing?
Okay. All things considered, I rushed to get back home. I had to take my mother-in-law to her doctor's visit, but it's one of these rare cases that I actually I get along with my in-laws, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, so
And
they want to study her to see how somebody actually gets along with you?
shut up. I don't know how my wife has done it, but my father-in-law was one of the coolest guys on the planet. Sadly, he left here way too young. But yeah, I've always gotten along with him. So I had to take her.
Good.
Somebody had to take her to the doctor, and I do not mind at all. So today, thank you everybody in the chat. By the way, welcome everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are located on this wonderful planet. Today we're going to be talking about the January solicits for the collected editions at Marvel. I've already announced a couple of the books, but now you get to see the covers and the prices and the content. So very excited to see that. And then David Gabriel, big thank you to him and the folks at Marvel for sending us this information. This is advanced information, and it will be everywhere here in about a week or so, depending on where you get your info. But this is exclusive to us. I know a lot of you ask me, like, hey, where do you get these files? Well, they send them to us, so I don't really put them anywhere, right? And in about a week and a half or so, everybody will have it, like Newsarama and CBR. Those kind of places will have it. So hope everybody's doing healthy and wonderful. Today it's Friday, right? So that's good. That's one
Yay!
That's one good thing.
Yay, Friday!
We'll get started here in a second. Alf, Omni, or Riot? You you jokers are gonna be so upset when that Alf Omnibus actually comes out. And then you're gonna be like, "Wait, I was just joking. I took this horrible joke somewhere really far. Now you got to buy the Alpha Omnibus. I'm gonna start writing down all the names of the people that have wanted this Alpha Omnibus, and I'm gonna hold you up to it because I want to see pictures of this thing when it comes out.
Nobody will want it at first, but then everybody will get it when it goes to Ollie's.
or
exactly,
or it goes out of print. They only print like 100 limited edition copies, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, have you heard about the Alpha Omnibus? It's the best thing ever." Curtis, what is this shirt you're wearing today?
Nerdcore Entertainment. It's got a cool slogan on the back. If you can see this. Did you see that? It says,
"Yes,
make cartoons, not war." It's an
That's
animation
awesome.
company that my wife worked for a time, local here in Vancouver. Doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay. That's I like the slogan. MODOK Omnibus. Have you all seen the MODOK like the little clips of the show?
I would read this omnibus. I would read a MODOK Omnibus.
Well, they have the MODOK complete collection out. I don't know if they have enough for an omnibus though. Rom the Space Knight is something we all want. It's, by the way, we all call it the cool kids call it the Romnibus. It's just unfortunate that right now Marvel doesn't own the rights to it. I think it's IDW, if I'm not mistaken, where those rights are laying. So maybe one day, I don't know, like with Micronauts, that would be cool. Alf, we need Gru first, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I don't need to tell anybody we live in a world where we might get an Alf Omnibus before we get a Man of Steel by John Byrne Omnibus. If I were a betting man, we'll see. Micronauts. Thank you so much. You get the shirt. Dark Omar is going to destroy a planet of asparagus people. I'm not a fan of asparagus. Cauliflower people. But that's a joke on the Dark Phoenix for those of you that have not read it. Darkhawk, Omni, Sleepwalker, Omni, Dan Slots. Look, people are already asking for things. Not even a happy birthday, Omar.
Alf's back in Pog form.
I love that. I love The Simpsons. I love that. You and I quote The Simpsons so much on Omnibus Live. I had to explain to my kids who Alf was, and I had to explain the part where Alf eats cats. And my oldest daughter was like, "Why would anybody watch that?" And I was like, "The 80s was a weird time." Oh, by the way, it's not my birthday. It's just an ongoing joke that for some reason people say, "Happy birthday, Omar. Can you make this book happen?" I don't know why, because that doesn't really help, especially when it's not my birthday. There was something for OmniDog here. Here we go. OmniDog, thank you for your catalog apps video. Started using the Goodreads app.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad somebody found it useful. That's good. Thank you.
What's up, man? You caught us live for the first time. Awesome. Welcome to the live club. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and share the screen really quick. By the way, if this is too small, too big, let me know, please, and I'll make sure that I make it just right. So, what do you guys think? Is that too big? Is that too small? Is that just right? Just right. All right. Anybody in the chat, please let us know if that's not big enough. But here we have Empire kicking it off, coming out in April 2021. And as I always like to explain, the catalog is for January, but because book orders and the book market is different than the direct market, things always are scheduled way ahead of time. So April 2021, we're getting the Empire Omnibus with a lot of Empire stuff. It has 2 covers. It's got the classic Fantastic Four Jimmy Chung cover, and it has the Hulkling and Wiccan cover. That's going to be the direct market cover. With all of this stuff in there. A little bigger? Really? Okay. I can make it bigger. That big enough? That's huge.
Yeah, that's easy to read now.
Okay. So that's all the content right there. I know there are several people in the chat that like to screen capture and share this on Twitter and Instagram. By all means, please feel free. As long as you credit your mint condition.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
1,000 pages. It's like they purposely build these huge crossovers with all of the tie-ins and stuff specifically for omnibus size now.
Don't give secrets away.
Ooh,
all right.
Yes.
So this is Khazar. I love to know how you all say it. So I've always pronounced it Khazar, right? Like
hold on.
Hold on a second. Are you gonna go grab Bruce Jones? Where is he going? Bruce Jones. So this is Khazar the Savage, literally collecting all 34 issues of the run. What did you go grab?
X-Men Epic Collection #1. I just want to show you something here. I got to find issue number 10, 216. Right on the cover of issue number 10, it says, where did it go? Can you see this?
I'm going to highlight you.
Pronounced Khazar.
Khazar.
What do creators know?
I love that Curtis could just go right to the epic, right to the page. And grab Khazar.
Nerd shaming him.
That is amazing.
I'm proud of it.
So here we are. Thank you so much for that, Curtis. I didn't know that the Epic had that on the cover. I forgot that that was his first appearance. So speaking of, this does not collect the 2 masterworks that were previously released. So there has been a demand for more Khazar since I started making these kind of videos. I've gotten a few emails just from people like, hey, when's the next masterwork? When's the Epic coming out? Surprise, there's an omnibus. So here you go. Collecting the entire Khazar the Savage, all 34 issues. Bruce Jones, Mike Carlin, Brent Anderson is the artist. And there's, of course, 2 covers. The direct market cover over here on the right, and then the standard edition cover. Thank you so much, Curtis. You get a no prize.
Oh, great. I'll just file that away with all of my other ones.
That's don't get a big head there, Curtis. I've had several over the years, and I can't cash them in for like real money. All right, so here's a book. There are 2 books in here that a lot of people are like, "Is this ever coming out?" I think Marvel forgot. I'm like, I don't think they forgot. It's coming out. We had a pandemic, and they had to reschedule everything. But here it finally is. Cole the Savage, the original Marvel Years Omnibus. The standard edition looks to be the Mark Brooks version, which we don't have yet. And here's the direct market cover. So it's the classic cover, which is issue number 2. And here is all the contents right here. It's $125, 968 pages. More of that Robert E. Howard goodness. So it is finally here. It's coming in May of 2021.
That's
it's
amazing.
Is it pronounced K-O?
Just let me get the epic. No.
Wait, I know that they don't have an epic of that yet.
Yet,
I
yeah.
know that. I think Dark Horse released like chronicles of it, if I'm not mistaken. But here it is. It's finally coming. They did not forget. Here's all the stuff that it forgot, like that's collected in here.
Man,
by the way,
what amazing time to be fans of these books. They're just coming out so fast.
I was like, it's not that great of a time to be Robert E. Howard. He's been gone for a long time. But maybe the estate.
The estate's loving it, yeah.
Yeah, right. So you're gonna see some titles in here like Savage Sword of Conan 1, 2, and 3, 9, 14. So immediately I'm gonna get, is this double dipping? No, because those were magazines that were like anthologies. Much like the case of Solomon Kane, the stories that are collected in the omnibus were not in the Savage Sword of Conan omnibus. Just the covers. So rated mature, by the way. All right, and the reprints. Here we go. Ven Omnibus Volume 1. You got to announce this the other day. And here is I think that's Andrew Wildman. Yeah, the Wildman cover. So that's going to be the direct market cover. And then, of course, this is the standard edition cover, which is just a reprint of the original Ven Omnibus. It's the exact same content as before, $125, exact same price. Jess, this is your chance to catch up with Ven Omnibus.
I already have Ven Omnibus number 1.
Now you need 2 and 3.
And
2. You all made this happen. You all voted for this, but here it is finally. Nice. Annihilation Conquest Omnibus reprint. I love that standard edition cover, but I love the fact that they have Wraith down there as the direct market cover. He was the breakout star of Annihilation Conquest, and nobody did anything with him afterwards. He does appear in Donny Cates' run of Guardians, but still. I was like, this guy was awesome, and they forgot about him. But here it is. Very excited for this. I'm glad that you guys that missed out on it, it's here. And again, the restock of Annihilation is coming back. When did I say? Was it the 18th of November, if I'm not mistaken? Okay. I just got a message from David. He said, okay, Curtis, it's not true. It's pronounced Kazar.
What? So Stanley is wrong, everybody.
Hey, the magazine came a lot.
I told you what do creators know.
The magazine says it. The comic book says it.
Kazar. Okay. Regardless, Kazar Omnibus is still coming in May. So congratulations to all those people that have been wanting that. I think we only had one little trade paperback of that series before, and that was it.
Yeah, it only had 5 issues. It was kind of a letdown.
That's a thin trade. So, Untold Tales of Spider-Man Omnibus, if you've not picked this up, this is one of the best Spider-Man runs. I love this run. So this contains Amazing Fantasy 16 through 18, and then Untold Tales of Spider-Man 1 through 25. There is an amazing, I can't remember where it is, reading order of this, where to read these issues, because so these stories here are literally what it says, Untold Tales of Spider-Man by Kurt Busiek, and they're written during certain issues of the original series. So somebody built a guide, it's online somewhere, where they suggest where to read these issues, and it's a really cool way of reading it. But coming back into print, $100, and there's 2 covers. I think this one did have 2 covers originally.
You mean reading this along with the original stuff?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's
cool.
It's an
so
interesting
many-
experience.
Totally. There's so many instances where you could insert modern comics that tell the stories between those early Spider-Man issues. I think of like the Jeff Loeb Tim Sale Spider-Man Blue.
Yeah.
Also tells more stuff there. And there was another story that came out more recently. I think it's called Learning to Crawl. That also told this new villain. They introduced a new villain that was like during the first 5 issues of Spider-Man or something like that.
Yes. What an excellent question. Will there be a playback of the video? Because I'm in school right now. Go back to school. And yes.
Stay in school.
All you have to do is just go back to the video and hit replay or play it whenever you're done. But what a trooper. Don't skip school for this. Well, you already saw the reprints. And, the book I got to announce, and I'm so proud that we are getting a third one. I'm so happy that there were enough sales. Jess, do you not watch my show? Get off. Get off of this panel. So, Incredible Hulk by Peter David, Omnibus Volume 3, coming out in May of 2021.
That is just incredible. It's like 3 volumes in a year. When did the first one come out?
At the beginning of this year.
Yeah, holy cow.
The beginning of May. So there you go, man. That is so cool. And so let's look at the content, because I know a lot of people want to know that. So this collects Incredible Hulk 401 to 435, annuals 19 and 20, Incredible Hulk versus Venom, Future Imperfect, Tales to Astonish #1, the Ash Can edition, and Marvel Holiday #3. So
there you go.
Man, honestly, looking at this, dude, I think we might be able to get by with one more and call it a day. I mean, if they want to, right? If this sells enough.
I think this collects, it looks like this collects 2 volumes of the Epic collections, and then there's 2 more.
Well, it's mapped differently.
Yeah, a little bit differently for sure. But it, but yeah, there might actually be 2 more after this. Can't remember.
I think it depends on what they want to include. I really hope whatever they do, they include Hulk the End. That would be great.
I would have. They should, if it's because it's Hulk by Peter David.
Yes,
that would be awesome. Wow, yeah, that looks like a good volume. That and those epics that this is covering are going out of print, so people will either when they get this, they'll start selling those epics, so those will come back, or people can get this since they missed out on the epic collections.
So, if his Hulk run, okay. I usually wait to do this on my own, but let's really quick. If his Hulk run goes to 474, that's volume 1, and that's where it ends. But other people wrote it after he left, and they include everything. I don't know. I think it might still be able to do 1 volume.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I forgot that that he leaves just before the series ends.
But I mean, he comes back for like Tempest Fugit and that new Hulk one shot that was out. So really, I don't know. Depends on how it's mapped. It's a lot of fun just to guess.
I'll finally get my flood lost Hulks back.
You had the Visionaries?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I lost him to the flood, and I'm so excited to get it even better format.
Would you include his current Maestro run? It's his last Hulk story.
Sure.
I mean, if they do a follow-up, I don't know. Here's another one that a lot of people ask me, like, and I can always tell like what crowd is asking me. Like the other people are asking me about this run. They're like, "What happened to Love and or War and Romance?" And here it is, May of 2021. Both covers.
Getting that.
It's Jack Kirby, War and Romance. So it's stories from his war comics and his romance comics. Very cool. Very cool, and it's finally coming out.
It's amazing that this stuff is coming out. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I am a sucker for that kind of stuff. I'm excited for that book.
Totally.
And well, now you can both get it. And here we go. We got to announce this a couple of months ago. Here's Marvel Masterworks number 305, Brother Voodoo, Volume 1. I know there were some people that were excited when we got to announce this, but here's all the appearances of Brother Voodoo, or rather the earlier appearances going from 1951 all the way to 1988. And Incredible Hulk, Marvel Masterworks, Volume 15, number 306. Collecting Hulk 234 to 244. So we're getting into the Stern and Byrne era. 8 and 9 of the annual and the Treasury editions. And Venom by Michelinie and McFarlane, the Gallery edition. And the Gallery editions are those big books. I've done an overview of the what was it? The Love and War Daredevil story, the Daredevil by Bill Sienkiewicz. And they're also doing a Gallery edition of the God Loves Man Kills, the best X-Men story. So this is collecting Amazing Spider-Man 300, 315, and 317. So these are the hardcover editions. They're big, beautiful books. And it's all the McFarlane era. Of Venom, right? So from his first appearance to his second appearance. So oversized format. I've always loved that cover. So that cover was originally just for the trade paperback. So it was never used as a single issue. And this is the story behind this. This is the tongue, that Eric Larson misinterpreted and thought he saw it longer, and no, he was mistaken. So that's why Venom's tongue is extremely long with that slime coming out, because the way that Eric Larson saw this was his tongue was a lot longer. And Marvel Snapshots is getting an oversized hardcover coming out in March of 2021. Very excited for this.
Have you read these issues yet?
I've read a couple of course. I read the X-Men one, and I read the was it Captain America? I think I read just a couple of them.
So
I haven't gotten around to these yet. It looks really good.
So it's Kurt Busiek and then a couple of other writers and artists. And they're just going through the eyes. Have you ever read? Well, you've read Marvels, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same kind of format.
Through
Pretty
the
much
eyes of normal
just through the eyes of like you and I, normal people.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, I love that concept.
Yeah, but look at one of the creators. I know it's a guy you and
I know. I saw it. It jumped right out at me.
What? Really?
Evan Dorkin, yeah.
Huh.
Mark Russell, Jerry Ordway, coming back to do pencils. Howard Chaykin, Ryan Kelly. It's got a heck of a cast. Creative teams on this books. Moving on to another OHC. This is the Immortal Hulk, Volume 3. So collecting 21 through 30 of Immortal Hulk. This series is... Did you end up getting this, Jess? The oversized hardcovers?
Yeah, I have 1 and 2. So I am definitely in for Volume 3.
Yeah, these stories are so good, and I'm glad they're continuing them in oversized format. So,
me too.
I guess
the series gets really weird around this time. I mean, it was always kind of weird, but they ramp it up for this volume.
Weird, like what? Weird, because I've been reading them just in hardcover format. So,
oh, okay.
Like we're talking Evangelion. What kind of weird are we talking about?
There's a lot more existential stuff, and they bring in some weird characters.
Yeah. Shumagura?
No, not quite like that.
Okay. I've yet to read it, so I can't wait to read it. I know it's going to get weird because it is Al Ewing. So, Civil War is getting a Marvel Select. So that's pretty interesting because so far from the Marvel Select line, we've only seen solo stories from the comics, like whether it's Avengers or whether it's Captain Marvel or Venom or Thor. But they decided to collect an event in this format. So I find that pretty interesting. And Captain America by Ta-Nehisi. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Ta-Nehisi Coates. Oh, boy. Volume 4 is coming out. No one can help me. That's okay.
Hey, sorry.
Kesar.
Just learn how to pronounce Kesar.
I don't have an epic collection with his name in it. Sorry.
Well, I saw an interview with Stephen Colbert, and he interviewed him, and he was talking about how to pronounce his name. So I was like, I know I'm going to get this down because I always mess up everybody's name. And I'm like, I'm going to get this one down so nobody can give me crap about it. And I'm pretty sure it's Tanahashi.
Yeah.
Ask David. I will. Maybe later. Right now, it's he might be busy. Pronunciation. It's Omar's Kryptonite. Yep. Michael, thank you. Thank you for calling me out. Dr. Doom is getting another collected edition. Volume 2 is coming out. Thank you, NFL Dude. According to Google, it's Tanahisi.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gosh. This is what I get for trying. Never mind. All right. Dr. Doom, Volume 2, Bedford Falls. Collecting Doom 6 through 10. I've only read the first issue, and it was really good. Omar pronounced it in Spanish. I can't do that. His name is not Latin at all.
What? This is one of the thin trades? Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you read the first trade?
I read the first issue. I haven't read the first trade yet, but it was really good. This is written by Christopher Cantwell, and it's drawn by, I can do this one, Salvador La Roca. There. Come at me with how to pronounce that. I got that one down. But that's a really good and fun story. I hope it gets an oversized hardcover treatment, but I don't know if it will or not. Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky, Volume 5, Truth Dare. So collecting 21 through 25 and annual number 1. By the way, I will go back for those people that are now joining again here in a little bit towards the very top with the Omnis and the reprints. King in Black. This is the very first King in Black trade paperback I've seen, and it's Atlantis Attacks. That's a crazy label. Atlantis Attacks, King in Black. I wonder if there will be a King in Black omnibus, and they'll put it in there too. Because I didn't see this being a King in Black tie-in, or maybe this is one of those road to the King in Black. So King in Black is that crossover event that Donny Cates is building in the pages of Venom. So it'll be like Absolute Carnage. You need to catch up, Jess. Once you read Absolute Carnage, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Actually, once you read Venom issue 1, or the first, you have the first OHC, right, of Venom?
Yes.
Yeah, once you read that, you'll find out about Null and where everything is going. Savage Avengers. Yes, I'm so glad. I really thought this series was canceled, but collecting issues 11 through 16. I'm glad it's back. This has been a lot of fun.
I've heard nothing but good things about this. I think it sounds great.
You have Jerry Duggan still writing it, and you have Butch Guys. I love that penciler. And Patrick Searcher. Not really familiar with Adam Gorham. Either of you two?
No.
Yep.
No. Looks like a good series, though. It's an interesting concept sticking all those characters together, so I should check it out.
You have Wolverine and Conan? That's awesome, man. How could you not love that?
That one What If issue where they team up is awesome.
Well, I was gonna say that also has a Red Sonja, doesn't it? Like when he's on the cover. So it's crazy to think that this is literally a walking What If. Like What If has become such a reality now.
Yep. It really has.
And Maestro. This is the Peter David. Oh, I didn't know Del Keown was drawing it. That's cool.
It has to be in the Omnis now. If both of those people are involved.
That is so cool. I had no idea he was drawing it. I haven't read the first issue yet. And, well, you all know how I feel about Peter David's run. And how I think Del Keown is like literally, he was born to draw Hulk, man. I remember reading those issues of Hulk when his art was showing up, and I was like, oh, it looks like we got a John Byrne ripoff artist. And then by like 5 issues later, I was hooked on his artwork. I was like, oh, this guy's awesome. I was an idiot. I shouldn't have said that. Let's see. Dawn of X, Volume 12. So we have Hellions.
Quick question. Since I'm collecting those Dawn of X trades, of course it's going to come out in a hardcover in as soon as I get 12 and 13.
Yep.
But where do I read in the Dawn of X universe? Where do I read this book?
Oh, is that the Fantastic Four? Here, let me show
Yeah.
what everybody's holding up. The Fantastic Four. Yeah, for some reason that one's not collected in here.
Do you know which
But
trade?
Where would I put it?
Yeah.
Well, that specific story can be read on its own, right? As long as you
Okay.
know what's going on. But at the very least, read X-Men 1. So David is saying it's separate. So he's answering your question.
Thank you.
So there, you heard it from the man himself. I was just saying that, yeah, you can read it wherever you want to, as long as you read X-Men 1 and understand where it's going. There is something, I don't want to spoil for you. Never mind. Just read X-Men 1. You'll be fine. I promise you. Cyclone is saying it's standalone as well, but you have to read Hoxpox.
Okay,
And David again is saying X4 is separate. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Is X of Swords collected in the Dawn of X trades? I don't think so. I think X of Swords is going to be a standalone. We know there's an oversized hardcover coming, right? And I think that will probably be the trade paperback. There'll be a trade paperback edition, kind of like what they did with Hoxpox 1. There'll be a trade paperback edition of that released later. And that's how you get that story. So just letting you know ahead of time, because I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it's going to be collected in the Dawn of X trades. But we have volumes 13 and 14. This is crazy. I've never seen an anthology series released like this at Marvel, where we're 14 volumes in and we're talking about Empire X-Men. So we have Empire X-Men in there, X-Men, Wolverine, and X-Factor collected in these.
It's a brilliant way to do this, I think.
It's the best way to catch up, is what I've been telling everybody. Because, like, seriously, getting the trade paperbacks of X-Men and Fallen Angels and Marauders, that's a lot of fun, right? Because you get to read it all in one go. But I think the series works so much better as a whole if you're experiencing what's happening in pages of X-Factor the same month. It almost feels like you're reading it monthly. Except you're almost caught up to the big boys that still collect the single issues, right? You're almost caught up to them. But volume 13 and 14, so they're going to continue doing those. Miles Morales, Spider-Man Volume 4, Ultimatum. Saladin Ahmed still writing the book, collecting Miles Morales, Spider-Man 16 through 21. I really like this book. I don't know if it's getting the love that it deserves, though. He is a phenomenal writer. Have either of you read his Black Bolt series?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's solid.
I love it.
I have been reading that, though, and I've really been enjoying Miles Morales.
Miles is fun. I really like it. Morbius, Preludes and Nightmares. So this is the stuff collecting Amazing Spider-Man 101 and 102. So that's his first appearance. Followed up by Marvel Team Up. Okay, so it's his early appearances. Interesting, because we also know that there is a Epic collection coming out. But this is just a smaller trade to get that first taste of the character, as well as this is a flashback issue, the Amazing Spider-Man 699.1.
Yeah, they're doing a similar thing with Eternals, the Eternals Origins trade, which is just kind of a sampling of the early stuff, whereas the other ones are more complete.
Gotcha. Ben, there is an Epic.
There is an Epic.
There is a Morbius Epic coming. I think it's in this catalog, maybe. No, it is. I glossed it over. Hold on. Somebody wrote something here. Omar, Amazon canceled the pre-orders for Dawn of X 11. They said the... Uh-oh. You cut off. I feel like that was something important. We'll go. Well, if you think about it... Okay. So David's saying Morbius is a mass market type movie prelude trade paperback.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it's like a taste of who Morbius is. Marvel Monograph, The Art of Lionel Francis Yu. His work on Wolverine, I still love the way he drew him. Like when he first drew Wolverine before he blew up and became Lionel Francis Yu. Love the way that he would like draw Wolverine putting his mask on. It's so freaking awesome. But I mean, he's just drawn about every character in the Marvel Universe. And continuing Avengers by Jonathan Hickman. Here's the complete collection, Volume 3. And this is done in reading order, not publication order. So I know a lot of people have asked me. So it's literally like the Omnis, the way they're mapped, not the way that the trade paperbacks are mapped.
I'm glad they're including all of Infinity, the Infinity miniseries.
Well, if it's done in reading order, then they had to include it because that was included in the Omnis, right?
Right.
So it's probably not going to include for everybody that has asked the Secret Wars. If I was a betting man, but I don't know. Captain America is getting a complete collection. This is the Heroes Return run. So this is the stuff after he was leased over to Rob Liefeld and friends, Jeff Loeb as well. Jeff Loeb was the writer on that book. He came back to the Marvel Universe with Heroes Return miniseries, and Mark Waid, the same team that took over the book that kind of brought the character out of, I don't want to spoil it, out of a comatose state, if you will, is Mark Waid and Ron Garney. They team up for this relaunch, and it's a solid read. I really like it. So this collects issues 1 through 12. If you have the Mark Waid Omnibus, this has already been collected in there.
That was my question.
I got you, man. Look, before you even ask, I got you.
In my mind.
I don't know about that. The Dawn of X trades will collect the full run of Dawn of X. Well, David, will he collect the Sword of X crossover, or will that be a separate trade paperback? That's what these guys are asking. And by these guys, I mean the chat. Thank you. Deadpool by Joe Kelly, the complete collection, Volume 2. Man, that's weird because we didn't have one this year, right? That one came out last year.
Right.
So here it is, Volume 2, collecting issues 12 through 20 and issue number 0. You know, Fabian Nicias is my favorite Deadpool writer, but I completely see why people love Joe Kelly's run. Joe Kelly gave him that voice and that breaking the fourth wall and made him almost into this loopy character that some people took it to the extreme and made him almost like a cartoon character. But I think Joe Kelly knew where to stop that humor, if you will. Let's see. Only if Exoswords is classified as a Dawn of X. Wait, what does that mean? Okay. There's your answer, everybody. You all can decipher what that means. And Man-Thing by Steve Gerber. There you go, Curtis. I know this makes you and your boys happy.
We've been waiting for this one.
And by your boys, I mean the people that love these big, thick trade paperbacks.
Yep.
So
yeah, it's been a couple years since Volume 2. We were even wondering if it would ever show up at all, but here we go. Here we go. We have it.
What does this have stuff that is not in the omnibus? Is this a continuation of stuff after the Omni?
I don't know what's in the Omni. The newest thing here is the Infernal Man thing 1 to 3, which came out very recently, within the last few years.
Okay.
It was written by Steve Gerber, but shelved, and then they kind of brought it out of files.
That is not collected in the omnibus. The Infernal Man thing, and it also it does have the Rampaging Hulk and the what is it? Does not have the Marvel Comics Presents.
So you're saying if I have the omnibus, I should get volumes 2 and 3 of this complete collection?
Not 2, because 2 has the same thing that the Omnis do. 3 it goes beyond the omnibus because you'll do a little double dipping because this has 19 through 22. The omnibus finishes at 22, but it also collects the later on series from 1979. Like it has the first 11 issues of that.
Okay, cool.
So there's a little bit of double dipping, but it doesn't include, like Curtis said, the Infernal Man thing or the Marvel Comics Presents. And Peter Porker. Oh my gosh. I forgot about this. Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, the complete collection, Volume 2. I love it. Like, I just love the idea of just like, just go ahead. Go ahead and give it to him.
I love it. It's great. No, this is a lot of
I know
stuff.
you literally mean that, right?
I do. I love all of these Star Comics books. They're just great. And this one has a lot of stories that are really obscure because he had a backup feature.
Missed that. The Man Thing 50th anniversary is in
Maniversary.
Maniversary. I can't believe I just said that. And to answer the Dawn of X question, he said something needs to follow the dawn. So there you have it. There's your answer. Non-answer, sort of. All right. Go ahead, Curtis. Go ahead and go rave about Peter Porker.
Oh, I just think it's a lot of fun. There's look at the list of credits here, written by Danny Fingeroth, Alan Kupperberg, J. Michael Straczynski. There's a bunch of weird stuff in here. And a lot of he had a backup feature in Marvel Tales for a long time, which was the Spider-Man reprint series. Mm-hmm. And so they're collecting all of those in here. This is stuff that hasn't been seen in decades.
The reason I use this, I've always used Peter Porker as the prime example of, where Marvel is with collected editions, right? We're at the point where we're releasing. This is the second volume of Peter Porker complete collection.
Yep.
And then we have DC canceling my Man of Steel omnibus.
Well, it's like if Peter Porker has some sort of selling value now that he's been in the movies as well. So that has partly to do with it, I'm sure. But you can think about also like Top Dog, the other Star Comics, and Planetary.
Absolutely. They're going through all the Star Comics, which
those are even more obscure and probably not great sellers, but they're putting them out there anyway. And I'm thankful. I buy them, and my kids love them. They're great.
Yeah, my daughter did a review of one of the graphic novels, and she thought the character was written like that it was a retro style book.
Oh, interesting.
Like she thought it was only created for the movie until I told her, I'm like, no, he's been around for a long time. She's like, what? All right, so here we go to Curtis's favorite section. The epic section. So X Factor Epic is getting a reprint. This is the Genesis and Apocalypse, the very first epic collection of X Factor. Black Panther, Revenge of the Black Panther Volume 2 is getting a reprint.
That's the Kirby run.
And here's your new epic collection, X Factor, Angel of Death, collecting X Factor 21 through 36. Annual number 3 and Power Pack 35. So collecting all the goodness of the Fall of the Mutants crossover.
Yeah.
Where Warren Worthington III becomes Archangel. And one of my favorite moments is when he realizes who he. Oh, never mind. Y'all read it. It's great. It's got Walter Simonson on artwork.
Yeah. It's
got Louise Simonson. I think there's a shot of Apocalypse getting away by turning his arms into wings. It was ridiculous. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Changes X Factor forever. Luke Cage, here's his very first volume. Collecting Hero for Hire 1 through 16 and Power Man 17 through 23.
This is good. We've been looking forward to this.
It is finally there. And to answer the question from earlier, why isn't this an epic? Here's your Morbius epic. Collecting Amazing Spider-Man 1, 101 and 102, Marvel Team Up 3 and 4, Fear 20 through 26, Giant Size Superheroes 1, and material from Vampire Tales 1 through 8, and Giant Size Werewolf 4. So cool.
That's a lot of stuff. It's good.
Very, very happy for you, epic people. Doctor Strange.
This one I'm really excited about. I loved Volume 3. Thought it was so good, the Steve Englehart stuff.
The Englehart stuff, yeah.
Really looking forward to this volume.
So here it is.
And this has the famous Doctor Strange Dracula crossover.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Which was originally released like in a trade paperback, right?
I don't think so. I don't think it was originally a trade paperback.
Or, I mean, reprinted in a trade paperback.
Oh, yeah. I think it has been reprinted before. But it's going to be here. This is a funny story. They, the two writers, they
Stern
said,
or Englehart?
yeah, and Wolfman. They said they did the crossover. And they said the only stipulation is that each person has to kill the other person's character at the end of their issue, leave it on a cliffhanger.
That's an awesome cliffhanger. Tomb of Dracula, man. Conan the Barbarian. This is the newer series. Exodus and Other Tales. So collecting Savage Sword of Conan number 12, King Size Conan number 1. That's a big book for king size because this is a trade paperback. And I'm sorry, and also collects Conan the Barbarian Exodus, the one shot. 112 pages, $15.99. Silk, Out of the Spider-Verse. This is the miniseries, isn't it? Yeah, Silk 1 through 7 from 2015, and then Silk 1 through 6. Amazing Spider-Man number 1, the 2015 series, and then Amazing Spider-Man 4 through 6. So that's a big deal for a lot of people that have been wanting to collect her entire stuff. When will the new Epics post-April get announced? Sometime soon. As soon as Marvel says, go ahead. I'll be happy to announce that. Is that Lockheed? What is Lockheed doing?
That's Figment. He's a character from the Disney World, from the Journey into Imagination ride.
Thank you for clearing that up, Curtis. Got it. Disney Kingdom's Figment. So it's a graphic novel written by Jim Sub, really. The Unstoppable Wasp, Aim, Escape graphic novel.
These are the ones with the smaller trim size.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why the page count is 224 and it's $12.99. And no, I didn't get to announce the box set yet.
There's no box
set for a while. There is.
You're just making it up.
I'm not. Collecting Unstoppable Wasp 1 through 10. My co-host Maddie absolutely loves this series. Miss Marvel, Army of One. Collecting the second Miss Marvel series, 1 through 12. And that, as they say, is that. Please don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't yet. I'm going to go back to the beginning here for the people that have missed it. So we have Empire. This is the whole event. It's so you have the Avengers Fantastic Four cover, and then you have the Hulkling and Wiccan cover. Both of them are done by Jimmy Chung. So it's your quest. It is not the Alf box set. I can guarantee that. And okay, Jesse's also a fan. Nadia Van Dyne. It's the best. Only time he's ever cried while reading something. Good.
Wow.
Not good that you cried, but good that it affected you that way. That's the way these books are supposed to be done.
It's great that he cried. I think it's fantastic when a book can affect you on that level. That's just incredible.
That's what I meant. Not great that he cried. Like
we understand.
And how do we say this word again?
I don't even know.
What did David say?
Kesar.
That's right. Kesar the Savage Omnibus.
Someone on the Facebook on my Facebook group was saying that this was there was originally a proposed Kesar Epic Collection line, and this the first half of this omnibus was going to be volume 4. And then it just never got greenlit, and so now they've turned it into an omnibus.
Okay, interesting.
So I'm hoping if this sells well, then we will see them change their mind on Kesar Epic Collections,
or give us an omnibus of the classic Kesar.
Yep.
But I'll be happy for you to if you get yours.
Hey, there's plenty of room for both.
All right. This might be the best comment today. I cry hearing about Alf Omnis. That's from David. Cole and the Barbarians. So this is Cole, the original Marvel years, is finally getting an omnibus. And it's got 2 covers. We don't see the Mark Brooks cover yet, but here is the Wheeling cover. Good time to be a Robert E. Howard fan, I swear. Then Omnibus reprint. The direct market cover, which is just a reprint of the original cover by, I think that's Mark Bagley. And then the, I think that's Andrew Wildman.
Yep.
Yeah, what else is Wildman? This cover right here.
It's great. I love that.
And go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I love that Wildman cover with Carnage ripping the symbiote right off of Eddie Brock.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool cover. And then Annihilation Conquest reprint. So you have the standard edition cover and the direct market cover with Wraith. Very cool. Untold Tales of Spider-Man, one of the best, most underrated runs of Spider-Man. And I think a lot of people missed out on it, even when it was coming out in singles, because of it was the 99-cent adventures. When comics were like $1.75, $1.95, these books were like 99 cents. They didn't have the paper quality that the other books did. So people were like, not for me. I like my glossy paper. But it was such a good run. And for whoever missed it, a couple people were asking if I go back to this. Incredible Hulk by Peter David. Omnibus Volume 3. And you have both of these are Gary Frank covers. This being the direct market cover on the right-hand side, where Hulk is fighting everybody. That's a cool cover. And then this one here, which is part of the Trojan War. Trojan War. I don't want to mispronounce anything else today. Collecting 401 to 435, and we were trying to speculate how many Omnis there would be if they've decided to go with the whole run. I've always said 4 to 5, depending on what they decide to collect. But now that he's written some other stuff, it'd be kind of cool if there's like a modern Hulk by Peter David. I don't know if that's enough for an omnibus, but anyway, the complete Kirby Warren Romance. My buddy Omni Dog down there is very excited about this book, and this collects just Kirby's Warren Romance comics. So we have some Sergeant Fury in here, love romances, my own romance, teenage romance, and anything else that you guys want me to go back to, I'd be happy to, because here's Brother Voodoo. Again, Masterworks number 305. This is the very first one of Brother Voodoo coming out. And then Incredible Hulk, Volume 15. Getting to the Stern, Roger Stern and John Byrne era. So, Curtis, you want me to go back to the epics to give you another glance?
Oh, I'm good. Only if other people want it, but yeah, I know. There you go.
David is Gabriel saying there might be 5 Peter David Hulk Omnis.
There we are.
Can we call Volume 6, 7, 8 X Factor Investigations, Volume 9 Spider-Man 2099, and Volume 10 Captain Marvel? Just asking for a friend. Asking.
All under the Hulk Omnibus line?
All under the Hulk banner. I don't care as long as those books. Oh, wait. And then New Warriors. Don't forget about we're going to slide New Warriors, even though Peter David wrote no New Warriors. And here is the gallery edition. Okay, Kenny, you want to see the Epic Collections again? You got it. Snapshots, not to be missed. This is a great book. Immortal Hulk Volume 3, Civil War, Marvel Select, Ta-Nehisi. Yeah, I think Doom, not to be missed. It's a great book. But a Bruce Jones Hulk Omnibus. That would, honestly, bridge that gap between the Greg Pak run. Well, no, you still have Tempest Fugit and you had the Prelude. Well, no, the Prelude was added to Planet Hulk.
It can happen now. I bought them all in trade paperback.
Oh, it's definitely going to happen now.
Yep.
It's definitely happening now. You sacrifice those trade paperbacks to the Omni Gods. All right. And Dawn of X. Let's get to the epics. I guess I'll consider these epics. You trade paperback guys love when I talk about these two. So this is the modern stuff. This is the complete collection of Avengers by Jonathan Hickman. And Omar, any news from the new X-Men milestones? Nothing. I think they're about done because we just had Age of X. I mean, I guess they could do Age of X-Man, which just literally came out in 2019, right? Then they have done just about everything.
They cranked those out so quick.
Yeah, the complete collection of Captain America. This is the Heroes Return era. I know this is controversial, but I prefer Jones' Hulk run over Pad.
Well, that's coming from
Very, very controversial. I am timing that guy out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Deadpool by Joe Kelly, the complete collection, Volume 2. Man Thing by Steve Gerber, the complete collection, Volume 3. And again, Peter Porker, the flagship complete collection that gives me hope that everything eventually will be collected by Marvel.
That
including Super Pro.
And Brute Force got an epical. Got a
That's
trade.
right, they did. Do they have the rights for Atari? No, don't get me started. Don't make me go down this rabbit hole of all these obscure characters. X Factor Epic Collection Volume 1 is getting a reprint. Black Panther Epic Collection Volume 2 is getting a reprint. X Factor Volume 3 Epic Collection. This is the Fall of the Mutants saga, pretty much. And collects annual number 3 and Power Pack 35. Luke Cage, for the very first time, is getting a reprint. And I'll get to the questions here in a second, guys, when I'm done with this part. And Morbius, another Epic Collection. One more for the road. Doctor Strange, Epic Collection, Alone Against Eternity. Awesome.
Yep.
And that, as they say, is that. Please don't forget to smash that like button. And we'll go back and look at some questions here. That between the three of us, and maybe if David's still in the chat, we can get some of the stuff answered. Unless y'all have scared David asking for an Alf Omnibus for the 80th time. X Factor Epic Collection Volume 2 has already been out.
Nope.
No, it's Volume 1, and then we have all new X Factor. There's a lot of missing issues. Really surprised they went with Volume 3 because there are some not collected issues of X Factor, mainly the Judgment War storyline. That had the return of Paul Smith into an X title. Still no Spider-Geddon. Still no Spider-Geddon, my dude. Yay, a lot more Omniboo. I can't read it. Come on, man.
What?
All right, Omniboobs. Really? I love that you all are coming up with your own words. Thanks, guys. It's like taking my kids somewhere and embarrassing me. Hickman Avengers reprint? Question mark. The only Hickman book that made it into our top 10 of most wanted this year when I did the poll, and I'll be doing one again later on, and those are the ones that I shared with David, was the Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman. Those books are the ones that made that poll. So, more Pad X Factor complete collections for more. When was the last time they released the complete collections? It's been quite a number of years, hasn't it? They've only done 2, I think.
Yeah, several years. Long enough that it's pretty clear that that series got canceled.
That is a very underrated, but I say that about most of his stuff, most of Peter David's stuff. I think he's a very underrated writer that just never got the spotlight at, whether it was at Marvel or at DC. Yeah, they only released 2 volumes. Hey, who knows what the future of that will be? But I can always ask. Any sign of an Inferno prologue reprint? Probably not nowish, since it literally went out of print a couple of years ago, and they just now announced the reprint of Inferno, and that's been out of print for at least a decade. So it might be just a little while. Ooh, is David in the chat? Dude, we desperately need an X-Men Fall of the Mutants OHC Omnibus reprint and a Spider-Man 2099 Omnibus. He is, I think, unless y'all scared him off with your Alf Omnibus ideas. Any Star Wars epic releases? Not in this solicitation. Not in this one.
There was no Star Wars in this at all.
No. Deadpool by Priest complete collections. That will follow up the Joe Kelly stuff. So I'm sure it's Deadpool. That stuff sells.
Yep.
Omar, ask David what happened to the third Black Panther Deluxe edition by Coates. I think that's still coming out. Is it the Intergalactic storyline? I want to say, is that what it's called? I think Volume 1 is Part 1 rather will be out, because I have one. I have an early release of that. Okay, Inferno prologues in the Omnibus. No, David, you and I had a conversation about this. They're talking about the X-Men Inferno oversized hardcover prologue. So it's the storylines that, think of it like the Road to Inferno oversized hardcover. That's what they're talking about. So it's an oversized hardcover called Inferno Prologue, which has issues of X Factor. It's the size of an omnibus. That's what they're talking about. There is a story called the Inferno Prologue, but that's yeah. Volume 3 of Black Panther is coming. And let's see. Sorry about this. Any chance for a Maine War of the Kings omnibus reprint in 2021? Well, you all made the Annihilation Conquest reprint happen, so anything is possible. How about that? Anything is possible. It has my dude knows what's up. It has the Outback X-Men, which to me is best X-Men. When they were hanging out in the Outback with Gateway, oh, what a fun time, man. I know people hate that. I don't care. I love it. Let's see. Any questions from either of you two that you would have?
Let's see. We have up here in Canada have been having a hard time getting some of our Marvel books in.
Okay.
It seems like a lot of the stock is going to the direct market easily. That's not a problem. But the book market stuff, it's just not there. It's not coming to the international markets. Or it's been really, really difficult. It's been like a month after the release, it finally shows up or something like that. So my question is this an issue with distributor, or is there just like a backlog with like in the production line somewhere, or is it the fact that orders to the United States? I don't know. If David has any insight on that, and if it's going to be smoothed out soon, we would love to know.
I've had a lot of my European collectors reach out to me, and this is something actually I just emailed David about this morning. The very thing you're asking, like what's up? What's going on?
Yeah, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I had a pre-order. I had a pre-order for the newest Avengers Epic Collection, this Beachhead Earth, and through Indigo, through the book market. And eventually they just canceled the order, and they still don't have stock in. They never got it at all.
Okay.
And that's the biggest book chain in Canada.
Okay. I'm trying to get word out there, because what I've been hearing a lot is these books are out of print. So-and-so store doesn't have them, and the book's not even out yet. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of that and trying to help. What I want is everybody to get the books, right? I don't want anybody to miss out. Blink is saying, I agree, Curtis. As a European, it is really hard to get some of these new books. And it's been like that for a little while. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of like, what's happening exactly. Because, Jess and I have it easier. And even even here in America, it's not that easy sometimes. When you can go to a specific online retailer an hour later after the books are up, they're gone. So David is saying it's because pre-orders aren't placed to guarantee the book's shipping. How does the book market deal with pre-orders though? Like Indigo's a book market, right?
Yep.
So I wonder how they do, because Amazon has I'm sure has some kind of algorithm that they put in.
Yeah, I mean, they had it listed on their website and everything. I'd imagine they would buy a certain number of copies for their stores, but I don't know. It seemed like they expected to get it because they had the listing there, but didn't. I don't know.
Got it. We have a super chat. Thank you so much, Joey. Is Nova by Abnett meant to be read or before Annihilation Conquest? If you have the Omnis, it literally does it in the in the reading order that you need it in. Issues of Nova lead up to Annihilation Conquest. So I think it's like the first 4 issues are separate, and then by the time you get to 5 and 6 and 7, they're part of Annihilation Conquest prelude, which leads into Annihilation Conquest. That's why I 100% always suggest getting the Omnis. I know they're expensive and out of print, but hey, 2 of them are coming back, right? Annihilation, 1 more restock, and Annihilation Conquest. So that's why I love suggesting that. Because I don't have the complete collections. I don't know if either of you 2 have had those, but I know like the oversized hardcovers didn't do them that way. Got it. Okay. Let's see. I've had several people from outside the U.S. reach out for Omnibus through my eBay store that were really appreciative that I had them. In fact, that they never made it to their store. So it's something that we'll get to the bottom of, because I do want everybody to have a chance to get these wonderful books that we talk about, or the books that I do overviews on my channel. And people ask me, like, when am I getting this? You did this overview 6 months ago. This year, though, has been crazy, right? This year has been insane, and nothing is for sure.
Yeah, this problem that I'm speaking of is only a pandemic specific problem. Like, we never had this issue before this COVID stuff happening.
Right.
It's just now.
We had the friendly, fun issues of me and Jess always saying, "Hey, what's going to be out of print first?" And it's always the direct market cover, right? Never did I think like things like Ben Reilly Omnibus Volume 2 are going to be gone, just because it doesn't have a direct market cover. It's a Volume 2 of a book, but it's a different time. David, is pre-ordering at a local comic book store different from your perspective than ordering from Amazon or Barnes and Noble? I mean, from getting an idea of how much to print. And David said yes, Nelson. So he wanted me to let you know, yes. So it is different.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let me see. I think many in the UK were slow to discover the delights of epics and the omnibus because the essentials burned everyone. Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, the epics could still burn everyone too. They could cancel that with a few volumes to go on these big titles. So who knows?
I swear, if I get one more email about Ant-Man Volume 2.
Yeah, come on. There's a good question, David. Will Ant-Man Volume 2 ever come out?
Okay, this answer is not for you,
for Nelson.
Curtis, but Nelson, yes. What about pre-ordering from DCBS? Well, pre-ordering from DCBS is the direct market, right? So that works like pre-ordering from your local comic book shop. It's the same thing. Tales of Wonder is a little bit different because I think Tales of Wonder leaves those pre-orders open after they've already ordered their books. And I think a lot of people are confused about that. They were like, hey, I just pre-ordered this. Where's my book? And it's already gone. So that's something else. You guys planning something when you cross 30,000 subscribers? We are. We're going to have a huge giveaway. I promise. That's coming.
Nice.
Well, I promise. I can't guarantee that we're going to cross 30,000, but maybe, tell your mom to sign up, your grandma.
How far away are you? You're close?
About 400 more, 500 more, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not bad.
This is the same answer David gave me when I said, where's my New Warriors Omnibus Volume 2? So David's saying Ant-Man 2 when All-Star Squadron comes out. And
well, that gives me hope because David's really pushing for All-Star Squadron.
Yeah, but that's a DC. Like,
that's right.
He's got to go over there to take over.
Oh no!
David, we go take over DC or clone you. Go take over DC, and then we can get What is my wife saying? Sorry, my wife's in the chat, so that's not my wife. That's Matthew. The comments are coming. So when we pass 30,000, Omar will announce his OMNIBUS. What does that mean?
It's the whole Omar.
Giving away David's email address for 30,000. I ain't gonna sell the man out for 30,000 subscribers. 100,000. I'm just kidding. So if I grab Annihilation Omnibus, Conquest Omnis, will that be the full reading order? If you get Annihilation and Annihilation Conquest, those are the first two of the modern Cosmic Saga. If you get, if you enjoy those, and you will enjoy Annihilation Conquest, it's so good. It leads into the Road to War of the Kings, then that takes you to War of the Kings, and then wraps it all up with Realm of the Kings. So that will give you everything. I did a comprehensive reading order of the modern Marvel. I didn't leave you, Matthew. I'm right here. I just thought I was highlighting my wife's message. David, should we start pre-ordering on DCBS? I can answer that for him. Yes. Yes, you should.
There's a Master of Kung Fu Volume 3 was supposed to come out later this month, but it's disappeared from all of the... it's disappeared from like Diamond and all of that. I was just wondering, David, has it moved in the schedule?
While we wait for David's answer?
Yep.
Way to put him on the spot. Now he's going to be like, what the heck is Master of Kung Fu Volume 3?
No, the Epic Collection.
Yeah. You're right. You're not the only one that has asked me that. Someone else asked me that earlier today. Or no, this week. How about an Epic Magazine Omnibus? Hey, now.
Oh.
Sell me on Annihilation. Never read Marvel Cosmic until now. It never clicked. Did you like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies? Arsing? To me, what made Annihilation fun was it was an event where 4 little miniseries that could have had nothing to do with each other came together for this one huge event that felt like a giant war. And it was like you were watching somebody go through the trials and tribulations of this war. It was different than anything I had read at Marvel at the time. And it's a little bit of a slow burn at first, and it's so good. By the time you get to Annihilation Conquest, you'll fall in love with some of these characters. And the characters that appear in Annihilation Conquest and the Star-Lord miniseries are the characters you've come to love in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. So, and it has my boy Rich Rider, who's the greatest Nova ever. We need an omnibus of that. But again, freaking ROM appears in that, so you can't even have it complete. Thanks, Space Knight. Let me see if David texted me. The Master Kung Fu is not scheduled yet.
Okay,
or not scheduled. Sorry.
I'm guessing that they are because the movie dates got shifted. They're probably going to align it with the new movie dates.
Okay. Hey Omar, in which is the Thunderbolts Omni direct market cover, as previews has them mixed up? Going to pre-order, so I please advise. It's not the issue #1 cover with all of them standing in front of the lightning. It's the other cover.
So you're saying that the lightning cover is the regular cover?
Yeah, it's okay. Whatever the other cover is the direct market cover. Keith, my wife says you have a really good question, and I'm trying to find it. And I'm so sorry. Okay. So pre-ordering from Amazon does not count towards the print count. That is an excellent question. So, David, if you're in the chat, that is a good question. Does pre-ordering from Amazon, does it count towards the print count or not?
I would like to think that it should, since
But
it-
Amazon always does their own like algorithm, right? No matter
Right.
what they're ordering, from comics to books.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they so they don't pay attention, but it would still give an idea of the demand in general, generally speaking.
I love the letter pages too. If you love letter pages, don't go the epic route.
Someone was trying to convince me that a whole line, a whole epic collection line of just letters pages would be a good idea, and I'm like, that would just not sell at all. A few copies to the hardcore people, but
the only way that might work is if it's a complete collection of letter pages from like people that actually made something of themselves, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it would be like, I don't know, like I think of like George R.R. Martin, right? That wrote a letter in the Fantastic Four.
He wrote a number of them, yeah.
Or other writers, comic book writers, or just book writers that have made something of themselves that wrote letters. But I mean, even then, like I don't know, who was trying to tell you that?
I can't remember. Someone in the epic.
Okay, don't call him out. Don't call him out.
No,
I'm sorry.
The
custom by your letter pages.
There you go. Perfect.
So David is saying Amazon is a different beast. So I hope that answers your question, Keith.
Omar, I got to bounce. I apologize, but
Buddy, it's okay, man. Where can people find you?
They can find me. Thank you for inviting me. They can find me on OmniDogs Vault on YouTube and OmniDogs_Vault on Instagram. Thank you for having me. Good to see you, Curtis.
Good to see you too, Jess.
Thank you to all the nice comments in the chat.
Always a pleasure, my brother.
Thanks, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Peace and love.
All right, Todd Christian, I would buy a letter page album. I'm not even joking. Okay, so it's interesting because the things that I make fun of, there is a niche market for all these things.
Oh, absolutely, there always is. Even
like somebody is going to be like, "I'll buy that. I don't care what it is."
Yeah.
And
but
at this
the
moment,
question is there enough people to buy it that would make it worthwhile for Marvel to actually print a number of them?
No, that's gonna go like over to Ollie's immediately. Like I can't the letter pages. Like I'm talking, what did I bring up the other day? Was it the swimsuit edition? I'm like, I'd get a Marvel Omnibus swimsuit special. Those things were awesome. And somebody was like, yeah, but I don't know if they print that. There's no stories in there. It's just pictures. No, I'm like, I have the absolute Jim Lee Wildcats, and those stories were not good. I consider those pictures.
Well, yeah, you label it as an art book. Didn't you just? Somebody did a review on the Street Fighter swimsuit. Yeah, that was you. Yeah, like label it, market it like that. That would be more accessible, I think, than the letters pages.
The letter page. Okay, I think more people would get those than a letter page on this.
I think so.
Not sure who said this in the chat, but David is saying Star Wars Legends Omni is interesting. Or a nice hardcover of the Dark Empire trilogy, David. That would be cool. It's like top tier, awesome. And my wife loves the bullpen bulletins, so I guess she would be another letter page reader. All right. I can't believe I'm reading this question. Letter page or Alpha Omnibus, you guys.
I want just the letter pages from the Alf comics, please, collected in one book.
Y'all are going to make David stop talking to me. He's like, I can't take these people seriously. They want a damn letter page and an Alpha Omnibus. At this moment, I just want to remind you all to please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And again, thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us advance solicitations. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Melanie, for answering that question. I've seen it asked. I'm so sorry if I missed it. Who's my favorite character? It is Wolverine. Always has been. Always will be. Yeah. Yeah, Wolverine. Omar, is there any chance that the Maestro Hulk miniseries will be collected inside the Incredible Hulk Omnibus Volume 4? No. Because David said there might be 5. And if I was a betting man, that will be in the 5th. Just saying. Not sure. Not saying it's happening. I'm just saying that's where it would be collected. Please, no Alf. I like cats. So does my daughter. I was telling Curtis that I was explaining to my daughter who Alf was, and she was like, he eats cats? Why would you watch that? Thor Complete Collection Volume 3. Did I not announce that already? I thought I announced that. I could have sworn I announced that. I could, but
I think that was last month, wasn't it?
yeah. So that would be the solicits for April, or I'm sorry, December.
December.
Let me look back, because that is it. I could have sworn that one's in there. Micronauts Epic Collections. Okay, do you know how much I want this, man? Do you know how much I want X-Men and the Micronauts? It's just it's a copyrights thing, right? Like they don't have the license for those characters or ROM Space Knight. Believe me, I'm sure David would make an omnibus out of it because, well, I don't know, maybe he doesn't have fond memories of the Micronauts, but I do. You know how excited I am about that artist edition, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I came so close to purchasing the Micronauts artist edition. This is Michael Golden, and it has, you know, comics collected for the first time, of course, in black and white, but of the Micronauts. I haven't read those in years. And David is saying Maestro may get his own omnibus when they're done.
Oh.
That's a lot of... You got Future Imperfect, Ghost of the Past. Never mind. I ain't mapping that out. Not on the air. Did you announce any new Omnis or Epics? I missed the first hour of the show. Anytime you ever miss it live, you can always scroll back and watch it, but I've already announced the new Omnis.
The Kazar
or
Kazar Omnibus.
Look at Curtis learning how to say it. Kazar and the Incredible Hulk by Peter David Volume 3. So,
yep. And all the epics we talked about here were ones that we already knew about.
I'm bummed you saw that one, but not my Doctor Strange Volume 2 epic comic. Dang it! Write it again. Need a reprint of the Ellis Moon Knight in some form. Nice oversized hardcover. You know what I thought about the other day when I was there? I don't know if David's still here, but Greg Rucka is one of my favorite writers. And Greg Rucka, you know, at Image has a bunch of hardcovers, and I'm like, he's written some really good stuff for Marvel. Like it would be really cool to get like a Greg Rucka oversized hardcover of like his Wolverine, or just even his Punisher stuff with Mark Cicchetto. I think somebody told me how to pronounce it. That would be really cool. Just oversized artwork of that stuff. Because and you throw in Wolverine and Elektra in that Wolverine by Greg Rucka. Just thoughts I was having because I was rereading that run. How's it going, Omar? I hope everything's well for you. I hope everything's well for you. Things are going good, man. Things are going good. Thank you so much for asking me. Nobody just asked how I'm doing. Everybody just asked me for stuff.
How you doing, Omar?
I'm doing all right. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay,
I'm doing
good.
okay. Rampaging Hulk. I remember that one's another series that a lot of people were like, is this ever going to come out in any kind of collected edition? Spider-Man Epic, please. Honestly, we get 2 a year, right? Curtis, that's been the thing, and I'm pretty sure you'll see that soon, or you'll see an announcement soon. I promise you, you will.
We haven't had a Spider-Man announced for 2021 yet, so certainly we'll get at least one announced in this next round of announcements, which I think usually happens around November. So hopefully we'll be getting some new news soon. Yeah,
we should be. I know they're working on the catalog, so I always I'm always excited. I'm like, oh, what's new? I can't wait to tell people. And then I can't say anything. I'm like, okay, I'll be quiet. I can't say anything. To answer your question about top 10, it's really good. I really like it. It's got Gene Ha on artwork, and if you have a chance to get the Absolute, then get the Absolute. He's been asking, and I don't think everybody's concentrated on Marvel, which I get. Omar, it's the Hulk minus issues in Volume 2. I didn't see it in Volume 3 and possible Volume 4. It is not in Volume 2, and it would be in Volume 4, because that happens after Onslaught. So yeah, it would be in Volume 4.
Right.
Is Gen 13 canceled? This is usually questions for the Saturday chat. It's not canceled. DC just decided to push a bunch of stuff over until the end of 2021. A lot. Oh, this is a good question. Can you explain the different covers and markets that change with which cover you get? So there is a book market. That's what we call the standard edition cover. So those of course, I don't have anything with me. Those covers are the ones that are available for everybody that orders through Amazon or Barnes and Noble or your local, or I'm sorry, or Indigo Books, right? Curtis, I assume they don't get any direct market covers.
That's right.
And then there's a direct market, and the direct market are places like
Anything that's comic shops.
starting with your local comic book shop, right? And then like places online like cheapgraphicnovels.com, In Stock Trades, Tales of Wonder, DCBS. Those places are the only places you can get the direct market cover. So the direct market covers always have a smaller print run than the standard edition cover, because standard edition, anybody can get it, including those places I just named. It's their choice to get whatever cover they want while it's in stock.
They do it to entice people to support their local comic shops. So if you want the exclusive cover, you can't get it through the major chains or whatever, the regular book market. You got to support your local comic shop to get it.
Support your comic book shop. That's right. Curtis, do you buy every epic or only certain? That's a good question. I've wondered that too.
Well, I started off. Well, when I first started, there were only like 6 lines, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get them all. Sure, that's fine. And then they'd add another one. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll pick that one up too. I add another one. Okay, fine, I'll pick up 2. And now I have there's like 30 lines of epic collections, and I'm getting them all. And I told myself that I was not going to go for Star Wars or Conan because I was not interested in the Dark Horse material, but I have recently started getting Star Wars. You can see on my shelf here that I have a little collection of Star Wars that I'm starting up now as well. And my first Conan is on the way. Conan Chronicles is on the way too. So, part of the reason was because I wanted to be, an authority on the epic collections, and I can't really be an authority if I don't know anything about the Star Wars ones. So I thought I better pick those ones up. It's been fun trying to track them down and get into collecting those hard to find ones again.
I definitely see Curtis as the authority on epic collect. Well, okay, outside of the people that work on this stuff like David,
Yep.
as the epic collection guru. Like when I have questions about things like, what's covered in here, or anything about epics, I always ask Curtis. Whenever I need to double check my list of out of print epic collections for my videos, I always go to Curtis, and he just started his own YouTube channel too. You want to tell them about that?
Sure. Yeah, I started. If you look up Epic Marvel Podcast on YouTube, I started there. I'm putting up some of the podcast episodes with little pictures of the covers when we talk about those specific issues. But I've also started a series of frequently asked questions. What about the Epic collection? So what I think I only have 2 videos up so far because they take a long time to make. But I have what is the Epic collection and what is covered, like what is included in an Epic collection volume. Those are the 2 questions so far that I've answered, and I'll get the other ones.
So there you have it. Go check out his channel. He's a good guy. Oh, okay. So to answer the question about the Thunderbolts, the Bagley Annual is the direct market cover. So there you go. And you just got some new subscribers, Curtis. There are people saying that they're subscribing.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, Curtis over Omar. Really?
Uh-oh.
We're gonna do that, Just Mason? We're gonna do that?
Oh, just wait.
I'm kidding. It doesn't matter to me. I don't mind sharing the love. And Curtis is a really good person. So I'm now taking it upon myself to be the person who asks for the Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 4 every week. Bobby, I give you that role. You can be that guy. I don't think it's any secret, but Fantastic Four is David's favorite series, and a lot of people whenever he's on, I'm surprised no one asked him today, where's Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 4? So
is this the post Lee Kirby stuff in Volume 4?
No.
It's still Lee Kirby?
Yeah. It wraps up his run and then adds and it goes, because the Epic collection that's coming out
has
a the wrap up of that storyline.
Right. Yeah. I'm surprised that's not out already. That's actually very surprising.
I'm honestly surprised too. But when somebody asked that in the chat, I do love Berserk, by the way. Whoever asked that, when somebody asked in the chat, David said, "Well, there's the anniversary coming, just like Captain America." So,
Yep.
okay. So David said, "I can say that they are planning on it next year." So there you have.
Oh,
go.
they're exclusive.
So you heard it here first. Not heard it from David because I couldn't say anything until I got his approval. So, they are planning for a Fantastic Four Volume 4 Omnibus. So there you have it.
Rest easy, Bobby.
I didn't
There
even
you
make
go.
a video. I didn't even make a video, so you all get to have it for free.
That's awesome.
So any more questions? No, Nelson, you still have to buy the Fantastic Four epics.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course. This will be fun for Curtis. That way he can keep his epic books going. So there you have it, guys. For anybody that's been asking me for a long time, I finally get to say it. There is a Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 4 coming out next year. So. Oh, you're out of class. Welcome back. You didn't miss. You missed a lot, so you can always go back and watch it, please. There's over 350 people watching right now, so please don't forget to hit that like button, everybody. Thank you all so much. Okay, guys, we can't start asking about X-Men Volume 5.
Maybe that means Fantastic Four Volume 5. That's coming. That'll come in 2024.
They'll announce Fantastic Four Volume 4 and 5 right off the bat. Can we get Ghost Rider some love in either Omnibus or Epic format? There's no denying that Danny Ketch is my Ghost Rider, right? And I always joked, I'm like, okay, if we're gonna do this in Epic format, they should do it 2 at a time. Give us the Johnny Blaze classic stuff, and then give us the Danny Ketch stuff, and then everybody in the Epic world would be so happy with that. So,
yeah, it would be a great way to do it. 2 volumes a year, alternate between the 2 characters. It's a perfect setup.
Yeah. Thoughts on Doctor Strange Epic Volume 4? Very excited. I know my buddy Curtis here was just talking about how much he really enjoyed Volume 3.
Yeah, Volume 3 is a fantastic, not just because of the Frank Brunner art, which is just incredible, but the stories just are fantastic. There's one story with this wizard called Sissineg, who I don't want to spoil because it's got a great twist at the end, but he realizes that he could be more powerful. There's a finite number of supernatural power in the whole timeline of history, and the further back he goes in time, the stronger he can become, because all of that supernatural power hasn't been used up yet, and so he just keeps on going back and back to get more and more powerful. And it's really, really a great story. And I hear that Englehart does some pretty cool things in Volume 4 too, so I'm looking forward to reading that.
I really enjoyed Volume because I didn't get the Omnibus. I sold the first Omnibus because I was like, you know what, I'm going to get Doctor Strange in Epic Collection because this is the way that I like reading it. And missing the letter pages and all that, I'm okay with that. But I really enjoyed, and then I'm like, oh, wait, they haven't collected this stuff in Epic format yet.
No.
I totally messed that up because I sold them, and I'm like, oh, dang it.
Yeah, Volume 1 is out, but Volume 2 is not, and that's people are wanting those. There's only a few issues or a few volumes left that collect 1960s Marvel material in Epic collections, and Doctor Strange Volume 2 is one of them, and Silver Surfer Volume 2 is another. Then after that, there's only a small handful of stuff. Then we've got all of the 1960s in Epic collection, which is very cool.
See, what's the best Epic that had material so good it was hard to believe it had a trade paperback before, if any? Like, what's an Epic that? Okay. The question is, what's the best epic that was so good that you can't believe it's like a volume 4
I
instead of
think
a
he,
volume 1.
I
Is that
think
what
he
he
means
means?
that. I think he actually it's a typo. I think he means it's hard to believe that it hadn't had a trade paperback before. Oh yeah, there he clarifies himself in the comments there. Yeah, you
Okay.
know what? I was so surprised. I read Punisher, Capital Punishment, the epic collection that has the Euro hit story by Abnett and Lanning.
Yeah.
And it was really great. I was not a Punisher fan really before I started reading these epic collections, but that story is fantastic. I'm like, it was uncollected before now.
This is a really good question because I could cheat and say X-Men, but X-Men has been printed in many different formats, and all the epics have already been released in omnibus format just about.
Yep.
There are several series that really surprised me. I will tell you this much: when I got the Master Kung Fu Volume 2, it made me go back and buy my Omnis because I said, okay, you know what? It was a mistake to sell them to begin with. I'm going to go back and rebuy them again because I really enjoyed the stories, and I missed having this artwork in oversized format. That was the experience I had with that book.
I would say the same. I would say that DeFalco's Thor and DeFalco's Fantastic Four are up there for me. I love that stuff. I think it's so good, and this is kind of the first time that it's been comprehensively collected.
I feel the same way about Ron Marr's Silver Surfer. Ron Marr's Silver Surfer is excellent, and it's never had a proper collection, so I'm glad those are coming out. So I don't know how they'll handle, things like Punisher War Journal, because I keep getting asked about that because they've had like a classic collection. Let's see. Simonson's Store, Simonson's F4. Both of those are great.
But they've been collected multiple times, so they don't qualify as.
Yeah, because we had Visionaries and we had like the new Fantastic Four. I don't know if any of y'all remember that really, really thin 3-issue trade paperback that was so glorious. Thoughts on Marvel's 1602? I can tell you my wife loves it. It's Neil Gaiman. It's Andy Kubert. Now she really likes the original series, and I did too. The follow-up, was it a bunch of little mini-series, I think? They were okay.
I think so. I never read the follow-up stuff, but I did enjoy that original miniseries quite a bit.
To me, Nelson, to answer your question, I have the first Shang-Chi Omni. I love the artwork. That's what I loved about it. Found the story's repetitive. Does this change in Volume 2? It does.
It really does.
Go ahead, Curtis.
Oh, no, you continue. I was just agreeing with you.
I was just going to say, it's a lot different. It quits being so like very tropey and following a lot of those martial arts movies, and it just kind of grows and starts building his own little mythos around the character and all the background and all that stuff. That's why I was like, yeah, I need to own those again. Those look good on the shelf. What was wrong with me?
Yeah, when Doug Mensch comes on after who was the first one? Englehart, after he leaves the title.
Mensch just changed everything, though.
Yeah, he continued on for a little while doing the whole father-son dynamic and stuff. But then, he got bored and like, I've got to do something different. So he did really change things up, and it gets quite different.
And we got time for one more question. Man, there's so many good ones. Here's one from Dying Breeds, but so I'll get 2 questions. What do you think we get first? Spectacular Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1 or Epic Collection?
Oh man,
you know what I'm going to say, Curtis. If I was a betting man, I'm going to say Omnibus before.
I would say that too. They seem to want to prioritize some of them, but it's hard to say. I mean, the Cloak and Dagger paperbacks came out before the Omnibus did. Moon Knight Epic Collections came out before the Omnibus did. I don't know. Who knows? Spider-Man is a bigger name seller, so I bet you the Omnibus would come first.
Yeah. And the final question for today, and again, thank you, everybody. And if I can't get to your question, I have a Q&A every Saturday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. 11 a.m., rather. David's not on for those because, it's Saturday. Who else is crazy enough to have a show on Saturdays instead of being... But I won't be on next Saturday. I'm taking a break after 6 months of doing it straight every Saturday. It's been a lot of fun. But I am taking next Saturday off. Gambit Omnibus, your thoughts. You had to super chat me. All right. Yeah, of course I'd be all over that, brother. Come on, man. Fabian, yes, Steve Scrose on that stuff? Yes, all day, every day. And hey guys, first time question asker, that's why I stopped at this one. Is Ben Reilly Omnibus Volume 2 already out of print, or did I misunderstand something? It is out of print at Diamond. Or I'm sorry, it's showing back
Out of stock. Yeah.
It's showing back order, right? That could mean if there's more stock, Diamond gets it, and then they fulfill orders. That's what that means. So it's not out of print. It just depends on how much stock they get back. So I hope that answers your question. And reprint of Alan Moore's Captain Britain Omnibus. Man, you missed David in the chat. There's always a chance. That one actually made it to our top 10. I'm actually surprised that one made it. It was in like number 9 or 10, I think, but it made it into our top 10 most wanted reprints. I can't believe so many people want it. I'm glad. This is a great run, Alan Davis and Alan Moore. But Curtis, where can people find you again? In case they're wondering.
Yep, we just have to look up Epic Marvel Podcast on pretty much any social media there, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And my podcast is at epicmarvelpodcast.com. I already told you about my YouTube channel, so that's kind of cool. Those are the places. If you want to send me an email directly, you can write to epicmarvelpodcast@gmail.com.
There you have it. Thank you, brother, for joining me. Thank you again to OmniDog. Go check out his channel, OmniDog's Vault. Thank you again to David Gabrielle and the folks at Marvel for putting this catalog together exclusively for us. If you want to purchase any of these books, don't forget to check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, where you can get these books up to 50% off. David, are you laughing at the way I pronounce your name, David? Is that what we're laughing at? Yeah, I didn't know. And yeah, everybody,
and thank
please.
you too. Thank you, Omar, for putting these shows on and then having me on.
You're welcome, man. This is I love and I look forward to this. Getting to answer some questions, getting everybody in the chat, and then even having the pleasure of having David on the chat to answer some questions.
Yeah.
So thank you all. I will be back. Oh, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I forgot tomorrow's Saturday.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Much love to everybody. Stay healthy and stay safe, please.
And keep reading comics.